This is Makeda. She is my collaborator. We didn't know each other, so I searched for a collaborator and I found her. And when I found her, I was not aware that I'm meeting a San Diego cultural icon, as she is and has been for decades. So I had no prior information about that. I did this project obviously because it was something that we needed to do, but specifically, I wanted to know how the community-based cultural spaces work and how they contribute to the learning processes of the community. So the center is called WorldBeat Cultural Center. And it has been working and active in San Diego area for the past 34 years. So very consistent with the same person, Makeda, who you saw her picture. I also had no idea that the person I'm meeting is going to be 84 years old. So she was a source of lived wisdom and commitment, of course, because of all the decades of cultural work, holistic, and had a very interesting understanding of learning, which I really appreciated. During the classes, my framework also shifted, which I really appreciate. For example, for the relationship-based learning, I was very used to institutional processes, and it was hard for me to understand how to do a relationship-based learning. So calling was hard for me. Showing up was hard for me because I assumed that she's a stranger. I do not want to enforce myself on her. But then, little by little, she was so friendly that I learned how to do it. I was comfortable to do it. Also, we had a discussion in our class, online class, about the tools that they need to be coherent with our framework, which was very, very helpful for me. Because before that, I was planning to have my visit with a notebook and a pen, or maybe AI note taker. I was coming from a mindset, as Emo called it, where the mindset was telling me the knowledge is scarce and I have to extract it, which is not true. But my mind has been working like this. I have like 55 pages of notes from just our online classes. So it's like a habit. But then I try to understand that this is a relationship-based interaction. I will have access to her anytime I have questions. So these were really helpful. When we first met, we really connected, even though there were like 40-something, 45 years of age gap between us. We were both animal lovers, vegan, loving plants and gardening, many things in common. And also she knew Abdul Baha, so we had that topic to talk about as well. So many things in common. A very interesting relationship was flourishing. In the first meeting, we talked about love and freedom, especially because she was explaining to me that I don't remember the name, something railroad. And it has signs that Black people, slave people, used to use as they would map their escape to the north. So she was sharing those with me. So freedom was very important. And also she insisted that struggle to freedom should not lead to violence. She was actually describing constructive resilience for me, which was amazing. And then we had a walk in the garden. She is very environmental conscious, which is amazing. She told me that she sees arts and music as tools for change. She described them as weapons. The next time we met, it was not official. I volunteered for the center. This picture you see, the sign for plants, that was my job, to name the plants. And I learned a lot. I learned to adjust my pace. I was thinking very task-oriented. I was being very fast-paced. In that experiment, I learned to stop, breathe, and look deeper. Another encounter that we had was in the Earth Day celebration, which was held by the center. Amazing event. The sentence that I was repeating to myself throughout the event was "No saber es sentir," because I was feeling the music and dance in my heart. And at one point, it was percussion based. It made me cry because it was amazing. Our second conversation, official conversation, was over a meal. I told her how what she is doing is fugitive, is different from other educational institutions. And I asked if they reflect. She really liked the idea of reflection after the event. And she asked me to attend their online Zoom meeting and have a brief presentation over reflection, which I accepted happily. Yes, this is what I was experiencing. And also, I shared this experience with her as well. I took the paragraph from the text. I read it for her that it's not just the intellect, it's also the body and it's the emotion. And then I explained to her the cycle of learning. She really liked it. She wanted me to present this in the meeting. And also we had other discussions in that meeting. What she shared was like about frequencies, colors have frequencies, they have notes, they attract people. Oh, and we also talked about spiritual teachers, including Abdul Baha. And my input was, yes, holistic learning is very attractive. The role of music in education. Okay. So for the next, she invited me for an online meeting, remember? I created a presentation, a short video about the cycle of learning, but I was not updated on the information of the Zoom meeting. I followed up. We always had this communication problem, which also showed that working with community-based centers is very fluid. It's not predictable. It was also the same. Our last conversation had the same faith. So we had some communication problems, but it also helped me to understand that it's a part of the reality of community-based work, where time, communication, and priorities are shaped by many factors. It's very fluid. So we had two official conversations. I had my volunteering event and also the Earth Day event. The insights I gained is that community-based learning is not linear. This is the last page, which shows what I have offered, which is concepts, material, time, participation, and I received lived knowledge, access, trust. The reflection that I have on the process is that learning is relational, embodied, and cultural. Community spaces can function as powerful sites of education. I'm planning to continue this relationship. And the closing thought is what you can read here. Social transformation emerges through relationship, presence, and reflection. Thank you.